Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Weekly Cinema, the show where we talk about a new movie every other week. I'm your host, Gabe Late, here with my co-host,
McKenna Coleman.
and with another, again, special guest.
Oh, I'm back. Hello, it's again. Hello, it's me, Average or Ava. It's nice to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, so today we are going to be talking about the one and only movie that just came out, The Wild Robot. We actually, all three of us, this is the second time on the podcast. We're going to have to stop saying it's a rare occasion because it's happening more often, which is, I mean, it's fun, but, you know, we all saw it together in theaters in 3D, actually, which I was surprised by. And today we are going to be talking about it. So before we dive into it, giving our opinions, reviews, just discussing and breaking down this film, I just want to remind everyone watching, because I know this is a new movie, this is a spoiler-heavy review. We always talk about spoilers in these in our show, so be sure to check out the movie before watching this, and then come back and see if you agree with us. But without further ado, let's dive into The Wild Robot. This movie released, I think it was, September.
We went opening weekend.
Yeah,
so.
we went opening weekend. It came out September 27th, so that was Thursday, right? Yeah, no, Friday. So this came out last Friday, by the time we recorded this, September 27th. It is, the quick synopsis is, shipwrecked on a deserted island, a robot named Roz must learn to adapt to its new surroundings. Building relationships with the native animals, Roz soon develops a parental bond with an orphaned gosling. The director is Chris Sanders. It is a Universal Pictures Productions and DreamWorks Animations production. And this film, it kind of killed it at the box office. It was making headlines the other day for its opening weekend, as I think it got, what was it? Right here, yeah, Deadline. It says right here, The Wild Robot charms with $53 million worldwide its opening weekend, which surpasses, I think, Beetlejuice, and I think that's like one of, hold on, I need to fact check this, hold on. Talk a bit about the movie while I look this up.
Well, anyways, so this movie, let me just mention the cast real quick here, has some familiar faces, Kate Connor, Pedro Pascal, I'm sorry, Catherine O'Hara, and who was it?
Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah, Mark Hamill. I'm sorry. Mark Hamill, who is Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. So there's some people that you know there.
Mark Hamill does a lot of voice acting stuff. I know him from other things.
He was apparently Skips in Adventure Time.
Regular show?
Not Adventure Time, regular show.
I just started watching it. It's so good.
Isn't that funny?
Yes, it is.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. This movie did really well.
That's
and
surprising.
It honestly was surprising because I think people were expecting it, but not this well. So DreamWorks is kind of killing it. They are kind of killing it recently because their most recent movies include like a very illustrious lineup. They had Kung Fu Panda 4, which came out, but they also had, what was it called? They made Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which was an Oscar-nominated feature and broke the internet. Absolutely everybody loved that movie. You won't stop, and I did too. It was an incredible film. And then they came out with this movie, which is, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So we'll do our quick reviews. And who wants to go first? Any of you can go first.
I went first last time, so McKenna, you want to go first?
Oh, sure. Why not?
All right.
So let me first say, going into this movie, it was just, I blurted it out because we have to do something new, right? I didn't expect it to actually be that good. I was expecting kind of like a kids movie, DreamWorks, like, original thing. How maybe like, I don't know how to describe it. Just like a kid type of like fairy tale, whatever. But this movie actually shocked me. I genuinely sobbed at the ending. So with my quick rating, I think this movie deserves like a 8.5 out of 10. And that's genuine. I think this movie is a thumbs up, and I would recommend it.
Awesome. Ava?
Okay. I just realized I never give really a quick review. It's always like almost a full summary of like my thoughts, but
That works
this
too.
time this time I'll make it quicker.
Okay.
So we can talk about more stuff. When I was seeing this movie with you guys, I was pretty excited for it because from the trailers, it looked really, really good. I didn't know about the story being good, but throughout the movie, I will say some things that I really, really liked. I am an animation nerd. Whenever I see a movie with beautiful, beautiful animation, such as like, I will use was it the Elements movie from Disney? That I really liked that movie.
Elemental?
Elemental, yes. That movie had such great animation. I loved it.
I did not see that,
and
actually.
whenever I see movies like that, and it has really, really good animation like that, like really good lighting and colors, you're always going to get a comment out of me saying like, wow, this is beautiful. Or I'm like, look at the colors. And that's exactly what I was saying during this movie. I'm like, this looks so cool. And so that's one thing I really liked. The animation was just beautiful. It was just so visually pleasing. And like it fit the mood of the movie really well, like differently, like with the scenes with like the snow and then like I guess the rain and then like the part with like the forest fire or whatever. We can give spoilers, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just giving examples, but and then the movie, the story was also really, really good. I didn't expect the story to be that good. I will say, like, it's a little different from yours where I didn't expect the story to be that good. Like, at the very beginning, it felt like a documentary, so I thought it was going to be boring. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then we got into it, and I'm like, this is so good. But yeah, if I were to give a rating for this movie, that's basically just my review. I really liked it. It was a really fun time. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised about it as well.
Out of 10 stars?
If I were to give it a rating out of 10 stars, I don't want to rate it too high compared to you guys, but I feel like this movie was so good that I think it deserves a really high rating. So I'm going to rate it a 9.5 out of 10. I know it's really high, but I'll see your guys' ratings, so that's mine.
That's fair. All right. Well, this was, I'm just going to say, this was one of my favorite animated movies of all time. This was an actual incredible experience. I don't know if it's because we saw it in 3D or something, but there was just something about this movie that just hit different, you know? What were you saying?
Nothing.
Just
keep going.
It's beautiful. I mean, it is just a beautiful movie. You probably can just see the trailers and know, but hopefully all of you saw the movie if you're watching this. This is based off of, like, adapted from the books by Peter Brown. It is I think it's 3 books. It's a series. And, you know, they just, looking at, like, the illustrations of the book and stuff, they stayed true to the art style, which is pretty cool, but they also made it its own thing in its own world. And it's just the entire, you know, art style of this movie is one of the highlights, of course. Everything is just so aesthetically pleasing, and it is absolutely beautiful. They also treated, like, the whole robot and nature dynamic was really, really nice in this movie. It was pretty sweet. I really, really liked the character Roz. The voice actor did a great job. You love to see, like, the robot develop as a, like, actual being and, you know, feel emotions and develop, you know, thoughts and all that. And at the beginning of the movie, Roz is, like, super robotic and stuff, but, you know, of course, towards the end, it's like talking like a normal human being. It's really, really nice to see. It's a beautiful character arc. And just the whole relationship between the robot, the fox, and the gosling is just, it's incredible. You know, Pedro Pascal, like, kills it as the fox stereotype, like, voice that you would see, right? I was getting heavy Nick from Zootopia vibes the entire time.
No.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too, but I'm like, who is this, like, actor?
Right,
I
it's a
didn't even know
different
till the
person,
credits,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh my.
Yeah. It did a great job.
Great job.
Yeah, and it was just so sweet, especially all the other animals too, like interacting stuff. The freaking what was it? What were they, possums?
Yeah, yeah.
They kept talking about death because possums like to fake their death and stuff to protect
Are you
themselves.
here to kill us?
Yeah, dude, that was
said
so
yes.
funny. So funny.
Before you give your rating, can
Yeah,
I
go
say
ahead.
something? I did not know this movie was based off of books. I didn't know there were books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just heard about the movie and I was like, this is a random occurrence.
Yeah, I was looking. I didn't know either until I saw. I was on Twitter, and the person who wrote the books was constantly talking about the movie and how much they loved it, and how awesome it is that their book got adapted in such an amazing way. But yeah, it is really, really cool to see, adapted screenplay that done such a amazing way, and this is definitely Oscar worthy. I definitely. I mean, it's not even a doubt that this is going to be on the tracks to be nominated, if not win, animated feature of this year, because it is definitely the best animated movie I've seen this year. I saw Inside Out 2 the other day, which was good. Like Disney is just, I mean, Pixar is killing it. Their animation style was really cool in that movie, and everything about it was aesthetically pleasing as well. But there's just something about this movie that it's like I'm watching it and it has that perfect balance of seriousness and humor in a way that I don't think Disney has been doing well recently, or Pixar. And a level of realness, even like seeing like at the beginning when the bird's head got chopped off when they're all killing each other, right? It's that mix of like the dark reality of every like nature and stuff, but then mixed in with like, of course, the cartoonish endeavors that they go on. And I'm heavily saying like the humor it's funny. Like a lot of this movie has really
That's something
funny
I
moments.
really do have to hand to this movie. It did the humor really well.
Right.
You said, it's also aesthetically pleasing. But I do think that this is on track for Oscars for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think you two and me have a different definition of humor sometimes. Because surprisingly, the movie didn't make me laugh all that much. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just have a different way of interpreting humor.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, that's fair.
Otherwise, I think they did the humor right. It just didn't make me laugh for some reason.
Overall, of course, this is a kids movie, and I mean, but that's something that they also just absolutely nail is that it's for all ages. This isn't a movie that is limited by its age restriction, or its audience. It is really just a movie, and when you're watching it, you don't think that, oh, this is a kids movie, right? That joke is obviously for kids. I was watching Inside Out 2. Dude, the movie is so fast. This isn't a review for that movie, but I'm just comparing it, relatively to other animation features this year. But that movie's so fast paced. There's so much humor in it that it is funny, but like otherwise it's like, okay, like a 9-year-old child would absolutely die of laughter to that, right? But it's just, this movie has, oh God, I don't know why. It's witty. It's it's real. It's slow. It takes itself seriously, and it was a great watch. Great watch. We're not film critics. We can't specifically say what things about this movie is just perfect, cinematics wise or just story wise. But as a viewer, as a teenager, all of us are. It is that we're in that point in our life where we're watching a movie that is meant to be funny. It could either be just super cheesy or corny or actually really good. And I think this movie did it well. I really do. Because all ages can laugh or enjoy or cry to this movie.
Well, that was kind of proven. But we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Me and McKenna are a little teary-eyed at the end there.
A little.
Almost everyone.
All
Almost
right.
everyone cried.
Yeah.
All right.
I got
Gabe.
tears. Sorry.
No.
You go.
So out of 10.
No. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. It's a beautiful movie. Really, really great. I hope you guys saw it before watching this. It's definitely one you're going to go in blind. I mean, there's not really any major like plot twists or stuff, but it's just the magic of experiencing it for the first time is something that you can't do again, right?
Especially in 3D.
Right, yeah. I went to bed that night and I woke up the next day and all I always think about was the movie, It's a movie that really impacts you. And it also has some really nice themes in there. Of course, parenting was there's a very shocking yet prevalent theme in this movie, which was parenting. And
parenting and like finding where you belong.
Right, well that's
finding your
Right. I'll
space.
Yeah, I'll get there. I was just saying, like, for one, the parenting theme was one that I was not expecting. I didn't expect this robot, right? to have like such an emotional journey of, raising this child and letting it go off into its own life. And that is just a theme I think a lot of, parents will connect with, obviously. Of course, we don't connect to that as much, but it's still, emotional to see, and you do think of your own parents while watching it. And it was sad. We're all approaching college. We're all approaching that time where we graduate.
My mom might cry if she sees this movie.
Right, yeah, and it's just, it impacts you. But then, of course, as you said, has that other themes, like, where you fit in, who you belong with, that, finding your calling, and it's great. They handle that theme really, really well, and it's cool. It's really cool. You don't expect to have such an emotionally heavy film with all these themes and stuff going into it, but we all at the end were like, we all told each other, what the what happened? How was this movie so good? You just don't expect it, you just don't expect it.
It was beautiful. It was just beautiful.
It was beautiful.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it really was. Really, really was. Let me see. Go ahead. Anything else you guys have to say? Let me look up some.
Are we doing like favorite scenes at all? Or?
You guys can mention it. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I have one.
Any favorite scenes? I'm trying to think.
I have to think of like one visually and then one like based on the story that I really like, because there's so many scenes that I love the animation as. I already explained the scenes I like with the animation.
I have to mention again the possums.
Oh yeah.
The death it was so funny. It's
Such
just like are you here to kill us?
Yeah, I know. It's like such
a good impression.
Great characters. It's so funny. Those were like, before I forget, those were voiced by like real children too. Like you could hear.
They sounded like them, yeah.
It's so funny. I love that. That's so great. So great.
Obviously, the impression is not like full, but the fox again. Absolutely loved it when he's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the scene where they're trying to like feed the little baby. He's the gosling. He's crying and he wants food, and the fox is just like eating it all.
Oh yeah. I thought the fox's story was sweet too, right? Like how you always think that's a character that can never interact with anyone else or get along, but
we got hints to a backstory though. I always like getting hints to it. They didn't tell us any. They didn't tell us a bunch.
Yeah, no, they didn't tell us.
But we can interpret stuff from it.
Exactly. They didn't tell us the fox's story. Like, they didn't blatantly lay out what happened to the fox, how it got. But you're right. Through the hints and stuff, the genius writing, you get to figure out and interpret yourself. Like, oh, okay, I could see what happened with him. I could see why he's like this.
It mentioned that he didn't get much, like, love as a child.
Right, yeah. Just little hints here and there that just made the character so much more real. And going back, I'm going back to the possums again, but I gotta mention we were surprised when like all of our jaws dropped reading the credits at the end of the movie.
Know.
Catherine O'Hara voiced the possum, like Pinktail. How did we? I didn't even realize that watching.
I know. We had just seen Beetlejuice too.
I know.
And we're like, what?
It was incredible.
Because the thing is, like, most people who even have accents in this movie, they went American, and it was great to hear. Honestly, they did a really great job, but so different.
I know, right?
And it shocked me, like, to the core.
Ava, what were you saying?
I swear, we're gonna see another movie this year, and Catherine O'Hara's gonna appear in it, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave the movie theater. Well, no, I'm not going to leave the movie theater. I won't be able to because I probably won't know who's going. Doing it unless I like see them on screen.
This is her year, right?
This is her year.
I mean,
she's doing great.
It's great, right? Like you see these people, and they do such a great job voice acting. Because acting is one thing, but voice acting is just a whole nother realm. Realm. You were just talking about before we were recording this how you, as a voice actor, you gotta really try to figure out how to not sound like yourself, how to sound like a character instead.
Yeah, because as I said, I feel like. Whenever I try to voice act, I just end up sounding too much like myself. And I feel like I don't feel like that's a good thing if I can't change my voice. But sometimes, like, for other voice actors, like, some voice actors just use their normal voice or they slightly change it. That's most voice actors, is they slightly change their voice.
Right.
And then others just get possessed.
Right. Yeah. We gotta give it up to. Oh God, I'm not good at this name, but like so we had the fox, right? Fink, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, right,
he sounded like himself. I'm not gonna lie, he sounded like himself. He changed it a bit though to like adapt to the characters.
Another one I'm gonna mention it again. Kit Connor. He sounded like himself, but you wouldn't know that again unless you'd seen something they're in, which is another thing I'm gonna mention.
Like he's doing the accent.
Like, well, yeah, because he's originally British.
Exactly.
But like changing an accent even to be a voice actor, that's a significant change, and I think like you respect that. Great job, honestly, but some of them did sound like themselves. Of course, you wouldn't know that unless you saw them on screen. But again, just
incredible. Yeah,
changing even the little changes.
I don't keep track of what other people are in. I heard of Pedro Pascal's name before. I don't know what else he has been in, though. Probably some other movie that I...
He's a great actor. He was in The Last of Us. That was his biggest one.
I haven't seen The Last of Us.
That's
isn't
good.
That a game?
It's based off the game, yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
He was also in The Mandalorian. He was the Mandalorian.
I haven't watched that either.
Game of Thrones, Kingsman. I don't think there's anything you would have recognized him from.
Yeah, he sounds familiar, though.
Yeah.
Another scene I like that I'm going to mention real quick is the Gosling when he's trying to learn how to swim.
Oh, yeah, that was sweet. Yeah.
And, like, are you dying? Just swimming.
And the geese wouldn't let him join the geese games.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, he gets to lead them with his big red nose. I mean, his small wings. That's what I meant. Not big red nose.
The Rudolph parallels are uncanny.
I know.
The Rudolph parallels.
It was great.
Guys,
it was great.
Christmas is coming.
Oh yeah, we got.
No, right now it's spooky month.
Yeah, it's Halloween month. Yeah, we're doing. We're doing a
1st.
horror movie next.
It's October 1st when we're recording this.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's officially October now.
It is.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Speaking of voice actors too, before I forget though, look. Oh God, here we go. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering this person's name, but Lupita Nyong'o. I don't know how to say that. This is the person who voiced Roz, and she killed it. Absolutely killed it. She won an Oscar for, what was it? I don't know why nothing is loading on IMDb because the firewall at the school. But she won an Oscar. I think it was for 12 Years a Slave.
Oh my gosh, Matt Berry is in this too, and I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like,
oh my gosh.
She absolutely, yeah, right there. Okay.
Which, of course, if you haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows, so good.
Yeah, so Lupita is in the new Quiet Place movie. That looks good. We'll have to review that.
No, thank you.
Black Panther, 12 Years a Slave, Us. She is killing it, and she killed it in this movie. I mean, we can't praise her voice acting enough because she sounded like a genuine robot, like at the beginning, right? I'm sure there was a little bit of like voice enhancing they had to do to make it sound robotic a bit more, but it was cool to see like the steady progress of the voice of the robot. Like, she absolutely killed that character. It was incredible.
It would have been a little unfortunate if they got like Siri to do it or something.
Yeah, right. Used AI voices. Oh God. Yeah.
Didn't they use Siri for like the Lego Batman movie or something?
Ugh, I don't know.
If you've seen that, I know
that's a deep cut.
It was either.
I do, you guys. I'm sorry. I want to mention something. We were just talking about the voice acting. The person who plays Roz. It was her first time voice acting in this.
Really? It was her first time voice acting?
Tell.
Yeah.
She's a great actor. She's been in a lot of really great movies, but...
That I just saw, like, right here.
Yeah, she won the Oscar for 12 Years a Slave. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, absolutely killed it. But first time voice acting, she did great. Because it's just voice acting's a whole nother realm, you know? You don't realize it until you're just using your voice. That's a whole nother method of acting.
People have said it's like way harder.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not way harder.
Well,
it's like it's harder than normal acting.
In its own way, though. You know, in its own realm. It's just.
Of course, everything's hard.
Yeah, it's just you're using your voice to display emotions.
I've heard
easy.
it's also more fun though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Some people think it's more fun than camera or stage acting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Of course, I've only done like 2 of those. We're not counting Toy Escape Room. That was.
Oh, we gotta love Toy Escape Room.
You need to let me voice act on your channel. I'll do great. Wait.
Yeah, like you haven't been in a 600,000 views video voice acting.
Oh yeah, right.
Right, that one.
How many views does that have? Does it still have?
665,000. It's almost at 666,000.
That's crazy.
I know. Insane.
So I'm only gonna count that I've done 2 of those.
There's another one coming soon, but you're not gonna find out what it is yet.
Yeah. I don't think anybody on this channel knows. This is a whole nother audience. Anyways, let's look at some trivia. Let's look at some fun facts. So, According to the author, Peter Brown, the inspiration for the wild robot came from a sketch he did of a robot in a tree. He then asked the question, what would an intelligent robot do in the wilderness? And it's an interesting concept, you know?
Sounds more like a scientist question than like...
What would a robot do in the wilderness?
Yeah, that sounds like something like an engineer would do to like do as an experiment or something.
But it's fascinating because it's all like interesting details. If you had a robot that advanced, where it could like sit there and learn about another language and interact with the animals and mimic the animals and like help protect them and live their life and learn emotions for them. It's a cool concept, and I think it was portrayed really interestingly.
I got one.
Go ahead.
So, with a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes,
Oh,
this
yeah, we forgot about
movie
that.
is tied with How to Train Your Dragon, also written and directed by Chris Sanders, as the highest rated DreamWorks movie animation film.
Chris Sanders is killing it.
I have
God.
never seen the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I've seen like the third one like once, and I don't remember it.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't either.
I've seen it a long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah.
I don't remember the movies. I've heard they're good though.
I'll
I'll have to check them out.
I haven't seen anything at all
From
about
what
them.
I remember, I'm going to say it's like iffy.
I heard it's amazing. I have to watch it. I'll have to watch it sometime.
But there's a shocker for you. 2% lower than 100%.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that was her first time voice acting. That's cool. So another interesting thing, of course, you know, the whole phenomenon of adapting books into movies.
Of
You have to
course.
change stuff.
Yeah.
Right here it says that the Falcon, the Thunderbolt the Falcon, was not in the original novel,
Oh, wow.
which is interesting because
Okay.
that's a vital character into the development
Okay.
of the bird. You know, the gosling learning how to fly, and it's cool that they added that.
So then how did Bright Bill learn how to fly in the book?
Right.
By himself, they
Maybe it
had
was
to
just
get
by
they,
himself.
Or
In the
just
movie-
throwing him into the air again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a movie, so they had to get him to learn to fly faster, or else we'd
True.
be here forever. Maybe.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bright Bill,
Mm.
this is Kit Connor's second time voicing an animal character after voicing, I probably am going to butcher this name, Pantalaimon and his Dark Materials for 3 whole seasons.
Wow. Dang. Yeah, I can't stress enough. He killed it. Absolutely killed it. Okay, we're going to end on this incredible trivia.
Yay!
Second film released in September to have Catherine O'Hara that involves someone punting a baby. Who puts that on IMDb?
That's true though.
What? Wait, which
Beetlejuice.
When did she
Beetlejuice.
punt a baby?
In the Wild Robot.
No, when did she punt a baby in
The demon baby, remember? Doesn't she punt that baby?
Demon baby. Sorry.
The demon Beetlejuice baby?
I forgot. Why'd you remind me of that?
The incredible ending to
I try to
Beetlejuice
forget.
Beetlejuice. Try to forget, yeah. It's not gonna happen. That will never escape my mind, ever. Alright, okay. Anyways. Yeah, we forgot to mention the Rotten Tomatoes there. But 98%.
What about your other critic sites?
Oh god, I don't even want to know.
You don't even want to know. What's the
real
one that you
quickly,
like?
Rotten Tomatoes, 98%, IMDb, 8.5 out of 10, which is exactly what I said. Metacritic, 85%.
And then 98%.
Google, 98% like this movie.
Yeah. Man, it is a phenomenal movie.
So
and
we're sorry
everyone
we
agrees.
forgot that in the beginning.
It's fine. Anyways, yeah, so we will be, when the Oscars happen, that'll be a fun bonus episode.
I think that's in March, right?
Yeah, that'll be a cool
Yeah.
bonus episode to do like reaction or something, or like a
We
review
should.
of that. That'd be
Reaction
cool.
video,
For sure.
reaction channel.
Yeah.
We should do that.
That'd be cool. Anyways, when that happens, inevitably, we will know, we will see, of course, this movie winning, because why wouldn't it? No, at least nominated, that's for sure. But until then, that has been The Wild Robot, incredible movie, in theaters now. If you want to see it and you haven't seen it already, please be sure to check it out. Show some movies in theaters
okay?
some love. Are you okay?
I sneezed.
Okay. Show it some love in theaters, you know, because it's killing it in the box office. Show the big executives that we love good animation. We don't want slop.
We love good animation.
We love good animation.
Come on, DreamWorks,
Yeah, come
Pixar,
on.
we're talking to you.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Anyways,
Wait, DreamWorks. DreamWorks made the movie.
yeah, DreamWorks is the one.
Disney, you
No,
mean?
I'm talking about continuing in
Right,
the future.
yeah, all of them. Do some good. They're
But
hit or miss.
emphasis on Pixar.
Anyways.
Please improve.
Anyways, The Wild Robot. Great movie. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts. Tune in for next. We forgot last week, so we might do another episode this week to make up for it. My bonus episode. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, be sure to tune in for the next episode of Weekly Cinema. Follow us on Spotify. Rate us out of 5 stars. Thank you so much again, Ava, for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me back. It was really fun to go and see the movie and then do this.
Of course, yeah, we'll have you back again in the near future for sure. And we'll have more people on. We're talking to you, Mal. We know you want to get on this podcast. We're gonna get you on.
Shout out to Mal.
Shout out to Mal, a real one.
We'll get her on the podcast.
All right. Anyways, let's finish this up. It's been a good episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
you.
And we'll see you all in the next one.
See ya.
Goodbye.